Hey guys, it's Courtney Hansen again. Good to see you. Today we're in the town of Vienna, Virginia, in the region of Northern Virginia. And today I'm here to show you a new construction. It's at 410 John Marshall Drive, Northeast in Vienna. It's a beautiful home. I cannot wait to show you some of the fun features inside. So we're standing outside of 410 John Marshall Drive. As you can see, there is a new construction right next door. You might hear some construction from across the street. They're always working on homes in the town of Vienna. I love the black and white contrast on the outside of this home, and I love this little front porch. So heading inside, there is a really interesting feature in this home. There's a glass door actually that leads right to the front porch, which I really like. I think it's really interesting. I imagine this space would be perfect for having your morning coffee, getting some peace and quiet, maybe some reading done before the kids get up, and getting some sunlight. And then there's actually another seating area right here, which caught me a little bit off guard the first time I saw it, but has this really beautiful pendant light. It could be maybe another dining room, maybe a meeting space. And there are plenty of recessed lights, a really large island, oversized fridge. I really like the under cabinet lights as well. This backsplash is also very interesting for the eye. And you've got this gorgeous view of the backyard above the sink. You've got a fireplace and a really just spacious area for entertaining. And you can put a dining room in the middle here, or not. You could use the other space as a dining room. And then the deck I found really interesting. This home does sit pretty high up, and then this top floor, you really feel like you're on top of the world, because you can see a lot of homes from here, and it is actually very high up. But you do get a bit of a backyard, some privacy with the trees, so that's nice. I thought the flooring was really beautiful in this home, and I've seen flooring that's similar to this from other new builders, and this floor just felt very high quality. And then you've got this main floor suite, which is perfect for in-laws, or could use it as an au pair suite. It's got a full bath. It's even got a little seating area. So it's really perfect for whatever you might need it for. And then of course you have your garage and mudroom area. And here is the primary suite. This one is not quite as spacious as some of the other new builds I've seen, but obviously it is still very spacious with 2 closets, some built-in organization, which is nice. And then of course we have our massive primary bathroom with a double vanity, tub, and a big walk-in shower, and then a separate toilet. Lots of light, which is really nice. And overall, a really great primary suite. Looks like they're doing a little bit of work still. So there's some plastic on the floors, but you have your Jack and Jill bathroom with 2 more bedrooms. And then this little seating area, which I thought was really interesting, at the top of the stairs with some built-in bookshelves, and then another bedroom. This downstairs was really fun. It almost felt like a sports bar, probably because of the interior staging, which is great, but it's got a great space to the left. And then the left side is carpeted. And then you've got this almost sports bar-like area with the high top tables. Here you have your half bath bedroom. And this is the basement, so it's really nice that you still get that light. Again, this home sits up pretty high, so I suppose in the basement you still get that nice light coming in, and you've got your full bath. And this almost, again, does not feel like a basement because there is so much light, but you have your wet bar, drink fridge, just a really fun place to entertain. And you even have this outdoor area with a view. Okay, so let's talk about where 410 John Marshall Drive sits in comparison to the greater DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and also Northern Virginia. So it's right here where this yellow star is, and as you can see, it's just north of the downtown Vienna area. So Vienna is this whole area here, but the downtown Maple Avenue is what kind of goes all the way through Vienna. And that's where you'll find like the most popular restaurants and music venues, and you can get to the W&OD trail from Maple Avenue. So it's pretty nice. It's a great place to live. So most of the homes sit just north of Maple Avenue and also south of Maple Avenue in these neighborhoods. And Vienna is a great place to live. It is a little more expensive to live there just because the taxes are a little bit higher, but I think it really makes up for it with all of the things it has to offer. For instance, like I said, it has great dining, has amazing coffee, and it also has some great traditions. They have Viva Vienna that they do every year. They have an amazing farmers market that I love. So I think Vienna overall is a really great place to live. So if we zoom out a little bit, we can see sort of where Vienna sits in Northern Virginia. So I would say it's pretty central. I think it's a pretty ideal place to live. It is really close to Tyson's Corner, which is where a lot of people work. The Capital One Arena is there. You'll see a lot of office buildings just driving through Tyson's Corner. Of course, the malls and Galleria. But it's really close to Tyson's, so if that's would be an ideal commute for you, that Vienna is a great option. But it is also not a bad commute to Washington, D.C. either. You can hop on 495 and 66 and get into the city pretty quickly. Traffic is another issue, but I'll just leave that right there. Vienna is also fairly equidistant between the two major airports in our area. So Dulles Airport is here out west, and that is an international airport. And then Ronald Reagan Airport is here in Arlington, in this area. So it's very close to Washington, D.C. Those are the two primary airports, and I would say Vienna is right down the middle. So it is a little bit north of this whole area because Northern Virginia stretches all the way down here, even to Lorton, to Burke. So it is a little bit north in terms of Northern Virginia as a whole, but obviously you have to choose a place to live depending on where your life is, where your job is. And I would say that Vienna is a really, really great place to live. It also is close by to Wolf Trap, which is an amazing outdoor performance venue. And you also have quick access to the Beltway 495, easily get up into Maryland, and again 66, which goes all the way west and then all the way into the city. So generally, I would say Vienna is a really nice central place to live. And apart from that, the houses are really beautiful. There are a lot of new constructions just in the last 10, 15 years. Even if you drive through any of these neighborhoods, south and north of Maple Avenue, you will see so much construction action happening. And that is due to the increased demand of new constructions in the town of Vienna. People love it. Now let's run the comps. What does this mean? Basically, we're going to take the subject property, which is 410 John Marshall Drive in Vienna, and we're going to compare it to several other homes that have closed, which means they have been bought in the last 6 months or so. So we're going to compare features like how new is it? How new is the build? How many bedrooms? How many baths? Square footage? Proximity to conveniences, things like that. Even lot size. And this is a way that we as real estate agents can come up with a fair price to offer a property if we're selling a home, or if we're working with a buyer, we're able to see, hey, is this a fair price for this home? Or should we offer more, or should we try to negotiate a lower price? So this is what we do for all of our signed buyers. We run a CMA for every single property. just to make sure that we're doing the best possible job for our clients. So as you can see here, we have the subject property, and the number of bedrooms. It's funny, on each sort of listing site, the number of bedrooms varies a little bit, but I do believe it's 6 bedrooms. So it's 6 beds, 6 baths. Square footage is about 4,500. And then, even though there are 2 garage spaces, so I don't know why this is 0. Sometimes the numbers don't quite populate. So what I did is I basically looked at all the homes that were bought. I went back just over 6 months to try to get a good sampling of homes that are comparable to this one that we saw today. The range of dates of years built is from 2022 to 2024. So these are all, if not brand new, relatively new builds. And that's really important because new constructions tend to just cost more. So, and these are all within a very close radius of this home. Sometimes there aren't many comparable homes, so we have to zoom out a little bit more. But Vienna, like I said, has a lot of new constructions that are beautiful, like the one we saw today. So, and this also flags which one's the most expensive. As you can see, this was almost $3 million. This is on Beulah Road. But as you can see, it has a slightly bigger square footage. The lot size is more than double, and it has 3 garage spaces. But it was built in 2022. And it looks very modern, black and white. But as you can see, those little things really start to add up in terms of contributing to the pricing of a home. And then at the very end here, this is interesting because this is actually built in 2007. So it's still relatively new when you think about the homes in this area that are built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So it was built in the 2000s. But this is the closest to the property that we saw today. So this is on John Marshall Drive, and it's 511 John Marshall. And it's very comparable. It's even has a bit bigger square footage, but it closed at just over $2 million. And I'm trying to see when this was sold. It was sold in May of 2024. So 408 Upham Place is really interesting because, well, there's an error here actually. It says 1460 square footage, but it's actually 6,500 square feet. So 2,000 extra square feet off of our subject property here, John Marshall. So this one closed for just under 2.5 million with much more square footage than our subject property. And it was built in the same year. And it sold in May of 2024. You could make an argument that prices of homes are always going up. So perhaps, this subject property, John Marshall, is worth 2.5 million. Last I checked, this property is actually off the market. Not sure why. I don't know if it was sold or if it was just withdrawn. Time will tell. But given all that I've shared here today, I would love to hear whether you think that this property is worth 2.5 million.
Well, there we have it. 410 John Marshall Drive in Vienna, Virginia. This home is built by Monarch Homes, very high quality. I was so impressed with the detail of this home. I hope you enjoyed our analysis of this property. And of course, as always, if you are thinking about moving to the Northern Virginia area or selling your home in the region, feel free to reach out. All of our information is in the description box below. We'll see you next time.